We're on the record in two cases. First case is cause number 324457. The second case is cause number 324459. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Urice Bennett. Ms. Bennett, is that your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Bennett, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Bennett, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Bennett?
I'm doing okay.
That's good. Ms. Bennett, you're here represented by your attorney, Ms. Erica Porter.
Yes,
Ms.
yes,
Porter,
ma'am.
how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Ms. Bennett, the information in cause number 324457 alleges that on or about June 13 of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Bennett, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to this charge, Ms. Bennett, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Bennett, I have before me what's been marked as State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Bennett, are these your initials?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on page 3 of the same document, Ms. Bennett, is this your signature above the line that says defendant at the top of this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on the next document, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature at the bottom of this document? And there are two boxes that I've checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that? Bennett, I have a document here that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your signature on the above the line that says defendant?
Yes,
Now, Ms. Bennett, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney sort of go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and the state will also offer State's Exhibit Number 2, which is the probable cause affidavit.
Okay. Did you plead guilty or no contest?
Your Honor.
Okay. Let me see. I thought I said guilty. Okay. So you're in a plea of no contest, is that correct? And you're in that plea freely and voluntarily? And you interfered no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charge. Okay. Now, state is offering State's Exhibit Number 1, which is misdemeanor plea admonishment, and the state is also offering State's Exhibit Number 2, which is the probable cause affidavit and come referred to police report. Ms. Porter, do you have any objections?
Yes,
Okay. No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2 will be admitted. Ms. Porter, you have advised and counseled Ms. Bennett. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Your Honor.
Ms. Bennett, your attorney, Ms. Porter, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation? That she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Ms. Bennett, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The state is offering 1 year deferred, a $300 fine plus court cost 40 hours of community service, and a theft class. And this is to be concurrent with 324459.
Okay. Ms. Bennett, the state is offering that you serve 1 year on deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $300 plus court costs of $287, which comes to a total of $587. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month and a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. Your total monthly installments on your fine, fees, and costs will be $130. Will you be able to pay the $130 each month? Ms. Bennett, you will also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. You will have to participate, attend, and complete a theft class. And this case will run concurrently with clause number 324459. And you would also have to adhere to all of the standard terms and conditions of your probation. Ms. Bennett, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Ms. Bennett, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Bennett, I have another case before me. This case is clause number 324459. And in this case, Ms. Bennett, the information alleges that on or about June 13 of 2019, that you committed the class A misdemeanor offense of evading arrest and detention. Do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Ms. Bennett, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Ms. Bennett, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize State's Exhibit number 1? On page 2 of State's Exhibit number 1, Ms. Bennett, are these your initials? And on page 3 of State's Exhibit number 1, is this your signature above the line that says defendant? And also have before me trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Ms. Bennett, do you recognize this document? Is this your signature above the line that says defendant? There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box states that you are waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? I also have before me, I also have before me the discovery certification. Ms. Bennett, do you recognize this document? Is that your signature on the line that says defendant? Prior to signing, now, Ms. Bennett, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Ms. Porter, go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor. And the state would also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2, which is the probable cause affidavit.
Ms. Porter, do you have any objections? No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2 will be admitted. Ms. Porter, you advised and counseled Ms. Bennett. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your
Ms. Bennett, your attorney, Ms. Porter, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Bennett, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea of no contest and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The state is offering 1 year deferred adjudication, a $375 fine plus court costs, and 60 hours of community service. And this is to run concurrent with case number 324457.
Ms. Bennett, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the deferred adjudicated probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $375 plus court costs, which comes to a total of $662. And you'll be required to pay a urinalysis fee of $15. Now, and your total monthly installments for your fine fees and costs will be $75 a month. So you pay $75 a month.
Is that, additional to
And the other, yes. Hmm? You will? Okay, now, Ms. Bennett, you will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, and as well as adhere to the other terms and conditions of your probation. And this case will run concurrently with the previous case, which is clause number 324457. Ms. Bennett, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Now, Ms. Bennett, if you successfully complete your probation, your case will be dismissed. It will not appear on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about a non-disclosure. Ms. Bennett, please stand on the X, and you're gonna stand in front of the clerk. And once you finish in the clerk, you'll be free to go from here. And Ms. Bennett, have a blessed day. And Ms. Porter, you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you.
Yes.